I think one of my favorite things that you've done was your recurring role of Brad on How I Met Your Mother, who's like the ultimate frenemy, I guess, of Marshall. And were you just ecstatic every time they'd ask you to come back and be Brad? Because it was over the course of, like the run of the show.
Yeah, there was actually a time. Oh my God. Well, so my first episode, I was playing like a frat boy named Jimmy, and they came up to me after my first scene and said, "Who are you?" I went, "Oh, I'm Joe." They go, "No, no, no. Where did you come from? Like, who are you?" And I was like, and they were like, "Why aren't you Brad Pitt right now?" They were like, "Why are you doing, a line on our show?" And they said, "We have this other character that the studio and network want us to give to someone they have a holding deal with. Well, we want to give it to you, and we want you to come back on the show a lot. So would
Wow.
you, during lunch, would you just read these? Just read them on camera with us at lunch so that we can film you and then send it to the network and studio to show them, how funny you are and push them into giving you to us rather than this other guy that they wanted." I said, "Sure." So I read the Brad sides at lunch. And by the end of my work that week, they said, "We convinced the studio they're going to let us have you. You're going to come back next week and do the next episode," which was the Bros at Brunch episode, which kind of like, was the big entree into my character. And they quickly renamed the character. They scrubbed Jimmy and had me record, being called Brad. And they turned me into Brad. And then after that season, I did 4 episodes that first season. They wanted to make me a series regular,
Wow.
which the studio and network would not allow, did not go for.
Mm.
So then they wrote a pilot that was the follow-up to How I Met Your Mother for me, where I play a Pittsburgh sports dad, and Jamie Presley played my wife. She was fresh off of her Emmy. She played my wife, and that was a follow-up. It was called Living on a Prayer, and it didn't go. It was just kind of torn apart. Like they tore this beautiful, hilarious script apart, and what the finished product was like, not even close to what we initially read. But because that show didn't get picked up, Alan and True Blood then offered me a series regular after my first season on True Blood. So
Wow.
had that pilot gone, my life and career would have been very different.